Yo, what's going on, world? My name is Chris, and I wanted to create a kind of community-based channel on this particular issue. Uh, it goes in the category of anxiety, right? But more specific, for all yous out there who's been dealing with this since childhood, I have glimpses of dealing with it in childhood. Depersonalization, derealization. That's what it is. Big thing, not something really big in the medical world, not a term that even your doctor may or may not know. A psychologist may know it. A psychiatrist should know it, I feel. But not something very popular. And I believe the term was developed, maybe I'm butchering this, in the 1950s. I really should do my research before just throwing out numbers, but bear with me because I'm just trying to get this going, because this is something I've been dealing with for almost a full year, and I know there's others who've been dealing with it for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 15 years. I've read the forums on Reddit and different depersonalization forums, but I kind of wanted to bring this topic over here to YouTube. There are other channels who, of course, if you look it up, they talk about it, but I kind of want to get more in tune and bring people in and to really get a more of a defined, finite perspective on this, since it is something that a lot of people don't know it exists at all. And so this happened, basically my story happened earlier this year, February, March, don't remember the exact month, but mine was induced through marijuana. Specifically, one of those vape pens that has that super concentrated THC oil. Yeah, and mind you, never really was much of a smoker. Smoked a couple joints here and there. Like, never grew up smoking in my teens. So, this was just one of those things where no one told me what the hell I was doing, and I'm just hitting the vape like it's a vapor. You know, I'm hitting the pen. And I was fucked up. And I remember as the whole thing was happening, I felt weird while I was fucked up. And I was trying to think about it. And the next morning, it felt like I was still high, but I couldn't define this high feeling. But it was definitely a third person, cloudy type high feeling I had, that I just felt disconnected. I woke up, got in my car, I was like, what's going on? I feel like I just have a cloud over my head. I thought maybe I'm just groggy, because I did wake up. I had a late night and early morning, so I thought maybe I was just groggy or something, and caffeine will fix it. I went to the gym, of course, and I couldn't hit the weights. I couldn't do it. I felt terrible. I was like, yo, what's going on? I got on a treadmill, and I'm like, feels like I'm watching my body from above. And, I had called my lady. I was like, man, I'm feeling really weird today. I don't know how to explain this shit. And that weird feeling lasted, of course, the whole day. I had to go to work as well. And it's just like really bizarre. And it had this feeling where I couldn't feel anything in my muscles. Just kind of like I'm gliding through this existence. Just really weird. And of course, I just kept waiting for day after day after day to get better. Didn't get better. Fast forward like 10 months now, and I still depersonalized, but it's not nearly close to that month. It was very, very, very painful. I didn't really tell anyone about it. No one understood the shit. But suicidal thoughts, just wanting to end my life because I feel like I'm imprisoned and I'm being tortured internally. Just kill me already, right? That's what I'm thinking. But I said, you know what? If I do that, I'm defeated, So I was like, I gotta figure this out. And as the months went by, it tapered down. And what I noticed would help me so much was just being with other people and, of course, I play music. Not a professional musician at all. It's just a side thing. I really enjoy it. I've been playing it, specifically guitar, a little bit of piano and stuff like that for a little over a decade. And that helped so much because I was in a band at the time and I was able to just push out and not focus on what was going on. So it was kind of like a numbing effect, kind of like really a pill that I took, just being in that setting, because it would just numb the fact that I was going through that, because I'd just be so in tune with the music. So that helped me a lot. I noticed others just by reading forums, and that was something that really fucked with me too, just reading the forums. Just people, they would try to isolate themselves in their room or something like to that effect, and I felt like that's never gonna help that. And because that was something that I was doing in the beginning. Like, I remember the day that I first started feeling it, that morning, I went to work and I called off that whole week. I was like, what the fuck is going on? You need to get this shit under control. So I called off the whole week, and I was just isolating myself inside a room, just wanting to go to sleep so it could go away and I could wake up and be back to my normal self. And then one day I realized I'm never gonna be that person I was before, just due to the fact that I went through this experience. So I have a different perspective on just that mentally. So you'll never be the old you. That's kind of what I figured out real quick. And so it's really one of those things that's really painful. People don't understand it. Don't expect no one to understand it. Don't expect no one to feel pity for you. I'm not big on the whole victim mindset. This is something that happens to us. What are we gonna do to fix it? Or what can alleviate it? You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing for me. And I figured out little things that helped me so much, and I want to share them to you guys. This video is kind of long, and I don't know if it's, people's attention spans. But tip one, routine. Have a routine, right? My routine is I work a 9 to 5, of course, specifically 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. But I'm up at 5:45, 6, go to the gym, work out, shower, go to work. Just that whole regimen, I can't sit there and think about being depersonalized. Like, I gotta go to the gym, and I know you're thinking, oh, easier said than done. Believe me, this took steps to get here, gradual steps. Having a routine. 2, get out of your head. It's really an anxiety thing, trust. Getting out of your head is really huge. So not having too much downtime helps a lot. When you're just sitting, your mind tends to, you daydream and stuff like that, and you can go back into the hamster wheel effect. 3, have some sort of outer purpose outside of work, and if you go to the gym and shit like that. Like, if you create music, continue to create music. If you love to hike, continue to hike. If you love to draw, continue to draw, graphic, animate, anything. You get the point. 4, just try to get around supportive people and people who are not dramatic and all that other shit that you don't need. Try to be around people who are solid. Of course shit happens in life. People act up, we act up. Try to be around some solid people who don't have a bunch of bullshit going on day in and day out, because that is gonna affect that. It can intensify it. When you're stressed, that shit gets rampant. Like, it zones in like full throttle. And I'm gonna make a more in-depth video just on that and really explaining it more thorough, but I kind of want to just push this video out to get it going on, so we can create a community and really get this shit out more to just the general public, because I have friends who are chronic smokers, marijuana, of course, and they're like, what the fuck is that? They don't know about it. And I'm very hesitant to even tell them, because what if they start thinking about it and they get it? So it's a weird thing, but I just want to get a conversation started. Hopefully this platform, I can bring other people on who've been dealing with it longer than me, because I'm going on a year. This is nothing compared to what I've seen other people state how long they've had it. And then I want to talk about how I've had glimpses of this in my childhood. And it's brought me to some conclusion based on asking a bunch of people a series of questions. I believe that everyone has depersonalization or have had it in snippets to some degree. And my conclusion is marijuana can really open up the door, or other drugs, for you to focus on that feeling, which intensifies it. So I just want to get a dialogue started, and I hope this video can connect to some of you who are dealing with this. Ask me any questions. I'll be gladly to help you. Mind you, I'm still dealing with it now, so I'm not recovered like these other cats saying they got out. No, but I'm coping, and I feel like it's getting better. So, yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.